that is the inside of the bellows. As you can see, it's as dry as it should be. There's not a single bit of water penetration there at all. The little bits of wet down there is actually greasy handprints where I've been fiddling around with it to get it off and what have you, and all that sort of thing. So ho hum. Actually, they're still quite soft and supple. I think they would have gone another season, but I think 6 years is more than enough, and they're entitled to go into full retirement. So hence I'm doing it. All my card's nearly full, so I'm going to have to adjourn this particular piece of videoing and speak to you later. Bye.
Yeah, but to be honest,
okay, people.
Since
I last showed you who, what and when, I've been cleaning up some of these bits and pieces here. These are the, let me turn that radio down, hang on a minute, sing to yourself a minute. Part 2, try again. Or repeat 2, whichever. These are the main pins. Well, this is one of the main pins that the leg swings up and down and pivots on. Now these go through these, what I assume is nylon bushes, which go in there, thus. Now on close inspection, this particular one has got a split in it. Can't find it now, I'm looking. Oh, there it is. It's split all down there. Don't know if you can see that. So bearing in mind I've got the whole thing, oh God, bearing in mind I've got the whole thing in bits anyway, I'm going to put 2 of them on as well, because they go in the casting, then the pin goes through it like that. I assume it's for smooth operation and lubrication and all that sort of purposes really, but you see it's got a bit of a split in it. Now it's not, it's splitting the shoulder, and sorry, it's splitting the shoulder, not the main bearing surface, but you got it all on the floor. I can't see the point in putting a damaged bit back in, so I run Key Parts and ordered a couple of them as well. Now if you buy one, it's called a bush. If you order 2, it's called a kit. So if you want to ring up Key Parts and say I want a pair of these bushes, you have a kit of bushes, which turns out to be 2 anyway by another name. So more confusion reigns and all that sort of thing, especially for ageing little oik like me who thinks why use one word when 703 will do. But anyway, yes, so 2 of those are on order. I'm picking up all the bits and pieces tomorrow, and then I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to put it back together, because we've got the dreaded 25th of December coming soon, so preparations for the yo-ho-ho and all that sort of thing have to be done, and boats go to the bottom of the queue when it comes to doing stuff like that, according to the management, anyway, management of the household, commonly known as Swumbo. Anyway, let me just show you what I've done down here. Just turn camera off and move positions. Right, now what I've done here is that these are the surfaces, oops, sorry, these are the surfaces that the bellows locate in. You've got like a little ridge in there, and inside the end of the bellows you've got a little raised bit, for want of a better word, and it sits in there and the Jubilee clip goes around. So I've cleaned all those surfaces up on both this one and the exhaust just there. Okay, so that's all done and dusted, that's all ready to go. And against my better judgment, I've also cleaned the leg down a little bit. Got some of the thick black oil off it, but that's only because when me and Dave are hopefully lifting it back on in a few days' time, we don't slip it and drop it. More to the point, I don't want it damaged, but if it drops on Dave's foot, that doesn't matter, that's what his foot's there for. But anyway, and of course if it gets damaged, it's his fault. So anyway, that's what I've done here. Now I'm doing the same, these ridges, on the transom part of the transom plate. So I'll turn the camera off yet again and show you that as well. Bye. Right, that's the UJ end. There's the spline of the engine, back of the crankshaft in there. I'm keeping it in there, just keep the crud off it. I've cleaned all the ridge around there, WD fortune, a bit of sticky rag, blah blah blah. And the exhaust one down here has got lumps on the lip, and basically it's all soot and stuff like that. So I'm in the process of giving it a good dose of the old magical WD, letting it soak a little bit and then wiping it all off. It's coming off ever so easy, so I don't need a hammer and chisel or a blow lamp or anything like that. So anyway, just things to be done, and general cleaning up and tidying up. So I know I'm not going to get back together in any hurry soon. I don't need the boat till Easter, or the earliest Easter. So just making hay while it's not actually snowing or not quite freezing to death yet, but I don't suppose it'll be much longer, about half an hour probably. Anyway, there we are. I've cleaned the end of the rams up. They were just basically covered in oil, you know, sort of starting to go hard oil really, where I dose it with so much, and just one wipe and they come up as good as new, as good as the day they were made. So more than happy about that as well. As I say, the helmet's pushed right back up there, and I'm not going to interfere with that in any way, shape or form in case I do anything to the power trim reading on the gauge. I don't want to cock that out by a couple of degrees or anything, because if I do, I shall have to hit myself very hard with a hammer in the gob. The other thing I'm going to be doing a bit later, or as and when, I've been looking around for a replacement piece of shielding hose to go on the pickup water hose, but I haven't got a bit yet, so I'll have to find a piece of old scrap from work tomorrow, all things being well. They chuck stuff away like that, like there's no tomorrow. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I just thought I'd give you an update. So there we are. So I think it's a case of cut and go and have a cup of tea in the drinks van, commonly known as the kitchen. Bye for now. Hi people, we're getting to the stage now where we're going to start putting stuff back together. Now there's something you must look for on the bellows prior to fitting them. Now I'm showing you the old bellows only because the marks I'm looking for on here are easier to see on the old ones than they are on the new ones. They are on the new ones, but the camera can't pick them up. I already know because I've tried. This is the drive itself bellows, or the drive bellows itself, whichever you like. This is the leg end, the larger of the two ends. So obviously, by possession of a thing of elimination, this one must be the transom end. Now what you're looking for on here is, it says there Volvo Penta is actually fitted to the rubber. It's actually proud on the rubber, but when you look really close, just there in even smaller writing is the word up. So obviously that goes up on the top, or shall we say bathing platform side, as opposed to lower down propeller end. So that you're looking for the up. The reason you need that is it's got something to do, I'm not sure the finer print of it, but it's something to do with the steel coil inside. It's as the leg is raised and lowered, obviously this twists, flexes like that. And in my case, on my one, it goes up at least up to 40 degrees. And it's got something to do with the steel spring inside. It's got to be in a position where it won't puncture through the rubber, as I understand it. If I've got it wrong, I shall apologise and you sort it out your bloody selves. So anyway, you've got to make sure you've got to find the word up and make sure you fit it to the transom, because you have to fit this to the transom first and not the leg. Make sure you've got up in the obvious position, namely up. There's a little thing about the Jubilee clips as well, how you position them on, but we'll come to that when we're actually putting them on. It's exactly the same principle with the exhaust bellows. This one's actually clearer to see. It's got engine side written there, even I can see that, and it's also got the word up in even bigger letters on there. So up, I suppose, like that. And there's also, on the exhaust one, there's actually a small hole. Now this one, this particular set of bellows I'm taking off, it's actually got a little pip in the rubber there, and that coincides with just inside one of the folds of the bellows there. It's got about a 16th diameter, a small hole in there. Now I assume, I'm not an expert, I assume it's so that when you leave the leg up or anything like that, it stretches the rubber just a whisker, and any residual water in there slowly drains away. That's my theory on it anyway. If I'm wrong, tough. So anyway, that's the bellows. So you know what to look for prior to putting them on. And if you do it wrong, as I said, please kill yourselves. Right, let's carry on.